Welcome to part 2, adding and subtracting multiple fractions at the same time. So for part 1 it says evaluate and then write your answer in simplest form. First thing we need to look at is what we have, and we just have addition and subtraction, so we can work left to right. So that's the most important thing. Whenever we have the same level of order of operations, we're going to work left to right. But before I do, I notice that I've got 1/6 plus 3/8 minus 5/12. None of my denominators are the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this into actually two different problems. We're actually going to do this problem first. But first we need to find our LCD of 6, 8, and 12. LCD of 6, 8, and 12. Well, the LCD of 6 and 8 is 24. Well, 12 also goes into 24, so it's going to be 24. So we're going to make everything 24 as we go through. Alright, so I need to set up 1/6 plus 3/8. And those are going to be converted to something over 24. Alright, so to go from 6 to 24, I need to multiply by 4. Whatever I do on the bottom, I've got to do on the top, so times 4 again. So 1 times 4 is 4 over 24. To get from 8 to 24, I simply multiply by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top, so times 3 to both, and that's 9 over 24. 4 plus 9 is going to give me 13 over 24. Now that I've done the addition, I now need to do 13 over 24 minus 5/12. So here's part 2. So I'm going to do 14 minus 5/12, or 13 24ths minus 5/12. So we'll set up part 2. 13 over 24 minus 5 over 12. Remember that my common denominator is 24, so this is going to equal something over 24, but and then so is 5/12 is going to equal something over 24. My path from 24 to 24 is unchanged, so this is just going to become 13 24ths. From 5 to 24, I've got to multiply 5/12, excuse me, so from 12 to 24, I've got to multiply by 2. From 5, I have to multiply by 2 to get to 10 24ths to make an equivalent fraction. Here I'll multiply 13 minus 10, and that gives me 3 over 24. Now I can reduce these, and that's actually going to equal 1 over 8. So we have to find the common denominator for all terms and then set up two problems. Part 1, part 2. We'll label them. This was part 1, and this was part 2. Alright, let's go look at a couple more examples. Alright, two more examples here. Part 8, evaluate your answer as a fraction in simplest form. So remember, we need to work left to right. And we're going to need to find the LCD. Alright, so let's first look at our problem. I've got 2, 5, and 6. Well, 2 and 5 is 10. Okay, well 6 isn't going to 10. So I've got 10, and then the next one, 10 and 6, that's going to give me 30. So my LCD is going to be 30. Excuse me, 30, not D. Now I need to set this into two parts. So part 1 will be the addition. We'll label that part 1. And then part 2 is going to be my subtracting 5/6. So let's get to part 1. 1/2 minus 2/5. Well, I need to get both of these to 30, so these are going to equal something over 30. From 2 to 30 will be by 15. So I have to do the same to the top. So 1 times 15 is 15. From 5 to 30, I've got to go to by 6. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 2 times 6 is 12. So now I have 15 minus 12. 15 minus 12 is 3 over 30. Actually, this is supposed to be 15 plus 12. So we need to change that to 15 plus 12. And 15 plus 12 is actually going to be 27. So make sure we pay attention. Even Mr. McAllister makes that mistake. So part 2, remember this was addition. So I needed to change that to addition. 15 plus 12 was 27. So part 2 is going to be 27 over 30 minus 5 over 6. Remember, we need to get to something over 30 and something else over 30. From 30 to 30, there's no change, so this is just going to remain 27 over 30. From 6 to 30 is by 5. And from 5 on the bottom, I have to multiply by 5 on the top. It gives me 25 over 30. Now this one is subtraction, so I've got 27 minus 25 is 2 over 30. And if I reduce that, which I need to, that reduces to 1 over 15. Let's look at one more example real quick. Let's label these part 1 and part 2. So this one is part 1 is the addition. Part 2 will be the subtraction. Here I have 10, 3, and 2. Well, this is going to be really nice. 10 and 3 makes 30. Well, that also 2 goes into that. So my LCD is going to be 30 again. All right, so for part 1, I'm going to have 3 over 10 plus 2 over 3. I've got to get these to a common denominator of 30. So from 10 to 30 is times 3. So on the top, I've got to also do times 3, which gives me 9 over 30. On bottom, 3 to 30 is by 10. So the top is by 10. 2 times 10 is 20. So I have 9 plus 20, that gives me 29 over 30. Now I can go to part 2. Part 2 is going to be subtraction, so I'm going to have 29 over 30 minus 1/2. I've got to get both of these terms equal to something over 30. Or 30 to 30 doesn't change, so I'll just leave that as 29. From 2 to 30 is by 15. So I'll multiply the top by 15. So 1 times 15 is 15. I have 29 minus 15 is 14 over 30. I can reduce these, divide the top and bottom by 2, which gives me 7 over 15. All right, go ahead and complete the bottom 2 questions on your page. Good luck.